Fam, you wouldn't show up to your game unprepared, so why you still wilding out down there? That's why I had to collab with Manscaped. It's all about precision, confidence, and staying ready for whatever's coming your way, if you get what I mean. When you feel clean, you move different. And on the Courtnee Edgar show, we keep it real, we keep it sharp, focused, and ready for anything. Now, I ain't gonna steer you wrong, so you gotta make sure you hit the link below. The link is gonna be in the description as well as pinned in the chat. And look, get your Manscaped kit right now and stop showing up to life unprepared. Now let's get into it. Welcome to the Courtnee Edgar Show. What it is. How y'all feeling, bro? How y'all doing? Welcome to another show, one of the dopest shows on YouTube where we talk about everything under the sun. As long as we get back to the money, real conversations, and real solutions. I'm your host, Courtnee Edgar. Yo, what is popping with y'all, man? How y'all feeling? I'm feeling phenomenal today. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling wonderful. I can't complain. I am highly blessed and favored. You feel me? So before we dive into it, because we got some topics to cover tonight, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification. All right. And listen, if you want to tap into the Patreon, the link is in the description. I will pin that in the chat as well a little bit later, but make sure you tap into the Patreon. I got some things coming your way. I said that I was supposed to have another video put up, but I'm probably going to have that next video put up, and that's going to be my 0 to 1,000 subscribers, how to do that, how to get from 0 to 1,000. So you definitely want to make sure you tap into that, especially if you want to tap into this YouTube thing. All right. So definitely tap into the Patreon. Secondly, what else we got? If you want to support the channel, yeah, of course you can hit the Cash App or you can do a super chat, whichever one you feel. It's not expected. Definitely appreciate it. All right. Cool. What else I got? I think that's it. I think that's all I have for y'all, man. I think that's all I have. So let's go ahead and get into these topics, man. Let's go ahead and dive in. So I'm going to start with the main topic tonight. So that way we can just go ahead and, because I got a couple of videos I want to play. And so I want to go ahead and dive into this one. All right. So EBT. People are in an uproar about EBT, SNAP benefits, people going crazy. You got people on two different sides of the fence. You have some people who are saying, listen, man, look, y'all take away my SNAP benefits. I need it. I'm going to go hungry. Then you got some people like, you don't need your SNAP benefits. You need to get your ass out here and work. You feel me? So I'm going to go ahead and play these 3 different videos, and then we'll dive into it. All right, let's rock out. Let's start with this one first. I think
people on food stamps are buying junk food. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what they're buying. They should have autonomy to buy and make that decision for themselves. I don't care. A happy belly is a fed belly, and I give 2 shits what they're eating, right? If a mom wants to get a sweet treat for her kiddos after dinner, do it, mama. Go fucking buy it. The mom's too tired to cook after work, so she wants to buy a frozen pizza. Do it. I love that idea, right? Are the kids being fed? Awesome. Are you being fed? Great. I love that. I give 2 shits. You don't care that your tax dollars are going to junk food? No, I don't care. I don't care at all, actually. I grew up on food stamps. My mom worked a full-time job in a factory, worked her ass off, still couldn't make ends meet. We were on food stamps, right? We were on food stamps for a very, very long time, free and reduced lunch until I was in high school, right? I don't give a single fuck. Also, I would just like to say that people that are here undocumented do not qualify for SNAP benefits. They don't get food stamps, all right? And a lot of them, when I was teaching in Indiana, and about 70% of my class was Hispanic immigrants that were here, that were undocumented, right, that did not have SNAP benefits, the first thing they did every time I went to one of their fucking homes for a home visit was offer me food, was offer me dinner. They would make me a plate, Okay, it drives me nuts right now that all the people that you guys are taking in the middle of the night and ripping away from their families, that if you didn't have food to eat and you were going hungry, if you knocked on their goddamn door, they'd feed you dinner. They would feed you. I don't give two fucks what people are buying with their SNAP benefits. November 1st, kids are going to start going hungry. The lack of empathy in this country, holy fuck.
All right, let's go to the next video. Let's go to the next video.
Month. By the time I get my bills, employee of the school district, I only get paid once a month. By the time I get my bills paid, I have nothing left to pay for food and other basic needs. If it wasn't for SNAP benefits, I wouldn't be able to feed my children or myself. I work, pay my bills, and like every other mom, I want to be sure that I have enough food to put on the table. Employee of the school district, I only get paid once a month. By the time I get my bills paid, I have nothing left to pay for food and other basic needs. If it wasn't for SNAP benefits, I wouldn't be able to feed my children or myself. I work.
Okay, y'all see this video, right? Let's go to this last. Let's go to this final video. Let's go to this final video. I know I played it a few. I let it play a couple of times so y'all can really understand what's going on.
And the worst, stop going to white liberals for money and then complaining about their power. Malcolm X said the white liberal is the worst enemy to America and the worst enemy to the black man. The white liberal's purpose is to perpetuate a system that will keep the black man dependent on the white liberal. Because the truth is, you can't be dependent and free at the same time. And that's the part nobody wants to say out loud, because once they control the way you think and what you depend on, they don't need chains anymore. But for just a minute, step outside of it. I challenge you. Let's do a little thought exercise. Look at this critically, not emotionally. That's where real freedom starts, because the more you're emotionally attached to your race, the easier it is to control you. It's realizing we've confused education with indoctrination. The idea that we're inferior and therefore we must receive. That's the last stage of colonization, people. The last chain left on our minds, the insistence that we're inferior. Shelby Steele said inferiority was established through white superiority, and that white guilt has infantilized Black America, and it's allowed white liberals to act as our caretakers rather than our equals. And the more we tell white people they need to give in order to be racist, the more we'll receive and the more we'll depend, and the more we'll reinforce the same lie that we're inferior. And it'll never stop, because dependency isn't progress, it's slavery dressed up as compassion. Because when you depend on the system, you can't be controlled by it. And control is the opposite of freedom, because freedom is never the reward for moral innocence. It's the reward for moral responsibility, Shelby Steele. The more you rely on them for a check, the more you'll vote for that check. You'll vote for what they call empowerment and assistance. It's not about progress. It's not about excellence. It's about profit and power and your vote. And all that time you spend scrolling, start reading what makes you uncomfortable, not 3-minute videos that enforce the cage around your mind. Slavery was psychological, not just physical. Stop pointing fingers and asking for regression packaged in a reparations check. Change your mindset.
Hey, let me give her a round of applause. Listen, she out here straight cooking with fish grease. You understand me? Cooking with fish grease. I agree with her 110%. You can't be both. You got to pick one. You're either going to be a dependent or you're going to be free. And in order for you to be free, you got to step outside of that crab in the barrel mindset. You got to step outside of what what people will claim is the norm, this whole EBT bullshit. You got to step away from it. Like I said before, it should only be used for a temporary fix, because life happens to people. Sometimes it happens and we get it. You feel me? So I don't know what the situation is. Yeah, is it a situation where it just kind of came up on you out of the blue? Yeah, but you got to blame the Democrats for that, because they ain't signing no bills. The Democrat is fucking with y'all head. They're messing with y'all head, and y'all keep blaming Trump for it. It ain't got shit to do with Trump. I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know now. But I also want to dive. I also want to talk about this. Give me a second. I want to read this. And so this is the pros and cons. So I want to give y'all the pros and cons of the EBT. So give you the pros and cons. So if we were, because we talked about this yesterday on Bantam Barter. So if you haven't subscribed to that show, make sure you go and subscribe to Bantam Barter. All right. So I talked about if you were to remove, let's just say the fraud, waste, and abuse of EBT, the ones who out here finessing for money, doing all the extra shit. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna start with the bad first. I'm gonna give y'all the bad first, then I'm gonna give you the good. Because that's how I want to do it. All right. So I'm gonna give you the bad. I'm gonna give you the cons of the situation. All right. So let me see. Make sure. Okay. So the con of this situation is this. Wait, make sure. Okay, yeah. So immediate drop in consumer demand. Job losses in food, retail, and agriculture. Higher strain on charities and local aid. Public health and productivity decline. So, to go into further detail about the immediate drop in consumer demand, is EBT dollars go straight into the economy, especially grocery stores and local shops. Cutting that flow would hit low-income neighborhoods and small businesses harder. Right. Job losses in food, retail, and agriculture. Grocery stores, farmers, and distributors that depend on SNAP spending will lose revenue. So basically, your corner stores, all of your small businesses that you know of, your local business owners. That's it. Not your huge chains and shit like that. All right. Higher strain on charities and local aid. Food banks and shelters would see surges in demand. Right. So of course, again, more people. If you take the EBT away, more people are gonna be looking for charities and aid and local aid. So that means that's gonna put more pressure on those shelters. Right. Higher demand, lack of supply. That's basically what it is. Public health and productivity decline. Hunger leads to worse health, school performance, and job productivity, all which cost the economy long term. All right. That's the con of it. That's the worst thing that could possibly happen if you were to remove some people that aren't using EBT for what it's actually supposed to be used for. All right. And also those individuals who've been on EBT for way too long and who aren't trying to level themselves up to get out of EBT. All right. So now let's look at the best case scenario. Best case scenario is this: higher consumer spending, reduced government spending, stronger GDP growth, and slightly inflationary pressure. Right. So higher consumer spending. People who move off assistance tend to spend more broadly, not just on groceries, which boosts local businesses and tax revenue. All right. Reduce government spending. Less money spent on EBT fees. On EBT frees up federal and state budgets for infrastructure, debt reduction, or other programs. Now, stronger GDP growth, since household income is a key driver of GDP, more earning households equals higher production and demand. Slight inflationary pressure. More spending can raise demand for goods, possibly nudging prices up slightly in the short term. So that means eventually it may spike up for a bit, but then it will go down eventually on the long haul. All right. So let's look at that. So the ripple effects of it. Ripple effects on inflation and tax. So inflation depends on the cause. If incomes rise, moderate inflation follows naturally. If aid is cut, prices might temporarily dip in low-income sectors like grocery, but overall inflation remains stable. Taxes. Fewer people on EBT mean less government outlay. But if that comes from wage growth, tax revenues go up. If it comes from cuts, tax savings might be offset by social costs. All right, so to what you say, I have a friend that works at a local food bank. She has boxes of produce that could have give away in past events. I bet the overage gets absorbed now. I believe it. I volunteered at food bank, was there today, and many families already flooding double last week. Yep. Yeah, so I understand the effect on it. When it's just thrown on you, I understand the effect of it. I do. I 110% understand the effect because it just got thrown on you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you to the Democratic Party, right? But again, when you talk about your people who've been on EBT for so many years, as we talked about yesterday, as I mentioned to Ashley, shout out to Ashley, this ain't about the food aspect of it. This ain't about the food, because mind you, y'all seen Shorty who talking about EBT. She big, she wide and all outside. And there's a lot of them who are on EBT who look like that. So the type of food that they're getting, they still gonna end up in the hospital regardless. The productivity ain't higher because guess what? You gonna constantly be in the fucking hospital because you ain't eating the proper food. You ain't getting the most nutritious food. You're gonna be on my 600-pound life. But more of the story is this, and my main argument is this: if you have the capability to go work a job to get yourself out of EBT, then that's something that you should be doing. It only should be temporary. I remember there was a time where people used to be embarrassed of being on EBT. There was a time we had pride where people were like, man, listen, bro, I ain't trying to be on no EBT, bro. That's for broke niggas. Those for people who actually struggling. Those are for people who aren't body capable, who aren't able to work. That's who that was for. But now you're getting people who finessing the system and actually want to get on EBT now, and now they're just finessing. Now they're trying to spend money on fucking lobsters. Spending money on lobsters. You out here finessing. You up here in Walmart in the cash register. Hey, listen, bro. Look, if I give you 20, now you can flip that to the 200. Like, what you mean? Now I don't know the numbers exactly how that shit worked. You know what I'm saying? Because I never paid attention to them doing. I think what is it like $20? Like if you spend $20, you get 200 back. I'm not sure exactly on what that is, but you get my drift. We take home the excess from our poker game on Tuesdays. I don't even eat vegetables, but my family does. I don't need it, but I hate to things go to waste. I haven't always been well off. No, and exactly same here. We all done been through the ringer before, but key point, we got out of it. We were there for a moment. We didn't get stuck. We didn't get stuck in that crab in the barrel. We got ourselves out of that situation because with the people who want more out of life, EBT, having an EBT, and that ain't it. Cool. Yeah, you're able to go and buy whatever you want and you get money from the government. Cool. That's dope. But that should only be temporary. You need to be working, you need to be grinding to get yourself out of that situation and have that shit for people who actually need it. Not because you're going out here having multiple babies, not because you too fucking lazy to go get a job. Nah, fam. This ain't balling on no budget type. Nah, nigga. Get your ass up and go to work. If you are capable, get your ass up and go to work. And leave that shit to the people who aren't able to go and get a job, because I guarantee you those individuals who could go get a job, if they could go get a job, I guarantee you that they would. So it is what it is. You feel me? It is what it is. And shout out to her. Black_card decline. Yeah, I feel her. She said, yup. She don't submit to the culture. She don't submit to the black culture at all. You can tell. You can look at her and tell she don't submit to the black culture at all. Okay, so that's what it said. 50% on the dollar. $100 gets you 200 in stamps. Okay, got you. I appreciate that clarification, bro. I appreciate the clarification. See how far removed I am? You see how far removed I am, bro? I don't even know the lingo on how they talk about the shit. That's a good thing for me. I shouldn't know that. I shouldn't know that at all. So that's a thumbs up to me. But listen, man, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification. All right, so I want to go ahead and move over to this next topic. There's another lady. See, the black women, they're going off. Black women been going off lately, and this other lady, she's holding the culture accountable. She's holding the culture accountable. And yes, she's a black woman. She is holding the culture accountable. And I'm not saying black people, just the culture. And so I want to hear what she got to say in regard to this. And let me know if y'all agree. All right. So let's go ahead and rock out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Americans of every color are fed up with ghetto behavior. It's not about race, it's about standards. Wearing bonnets, pajama pants, and house shoes in public, looking like you rolled out of bed, isn't a fashion statement. It's ghetto. People fighting on cruise ships, in restaurants, at airports. It's embarrassing, not entertaining. It's ghetto. Yelling on speakerphone in public spaces, screaming across aisles, cursing in front of kids. Being loud isn't a personality. It's a lack of discipline. It's ghetto. Bellies hanging out, tight shorts, 2 sizes too small, sagging pants, ski mask in summer. It's not edgy. It's exhausting. It's ghetto. Blasting obnoxious music in public spaces. Parking lots, gas station, grocery stores, with the whole crew gathered around like it's a block party. That is not culture. That is ghetto. Those giant plastic winged eyelashes doesn't make you look good. They make you look like a caricature. It's ghetto.
Ooh, she holding the culture accountable. You hear me? Now we know there are gonna be some people who gonna have something to say about that. They're gonna have some people that's gonna try to come back at her and say some things in regards to what she just said. But however, everything that she just named is part of the culture. It's part of the culture. That part of the culture is something that I myself don't subscribe to. I don't. The sagging pants, the bonnets out in the street, the loudness, the ratchetness. I did a video. I clipped up a video from one of my live streams, and it was when the 2 black women interrupted this guy. I think it's called The Desired Truth. These 2 black women, they interrupted during the interview, these 2 white women. They just jumped in front of them and they just started talking, anywho, all this shit right here. That video actually got 1 million views on my TikTok. Crazy. And it's about to get it's close to getting 1 million on Instagram too. And it got pretty good views on YouTube as well, YouTube short. But those type of women, exactly what I was talking about when people talk about black fatigue. It's not all black people. We understand that. You know, there are some black people in this world who got some fucking sense, who know how to operate, who know how to move and behave properly in public, and who know how to behave in public, who are well mannered. We know that. But it's always the ones who don't have the manners, who don't know how to behave in public. They are the ones who have the loudest mics. They are the ones who gets highlighted the most. And so then, because they get highlighted the most, now we're the ones that have to take the backlash from it. It's like, hey, bro, I don't subscribe to that bullshit they got going on over there. I don't do that. I don't act like that. I know how to act in public. I know how to move. And that damn show ain't it. You look down on them type of people. Well, you ain't supposed to judge. Shit, me. You lying to me? Who? If you stepping outside a certain way and you thinking that I ain't finna judge you, listen, bro. I'm a judge. I'm a people watcher. I'm gonna look at you. I'm like, boy, look at this shit here. Look. Somebody come look at this. Goddamn cat drinking milk out the bowl. Get out the boat. You feel me? So nah, I'm judging. And I agree with it. I agree with her 110 times over. She cooking. Yup. Shout out to her. What's her name? I think her name is Tanine. She cooking, but I guarantee she got a white husband though. But that's neither here nor there. I just had to throw it in. I guarantee. But it don't matter if she got a white husband or not, though. The facts are the facts. She's still cooking. She's still 110% right. She's still 110% right. That don't make her wrong. It don't matter who she married to. What she's saying is factual. She got a pretty smile, too. Let's see. Let me read some of these comments real quick. I moved out of my house into an apartment with my older brother's ID at 16 years old. I would buy stamps off crackheads to fill my refrigerator. I feel you when you were younger, though. You know what I'm saying? When you were younger, you had to get it how you live for the moment. But I'm talking about as a grown ass adult, as a grown ass man, as a grown ass woman, bro. You still on EBT? And how long you been on them shits? Oh, going on 10 years? For what? And why you ain't got no new job yet? Why you ain't got no better job to get you out of that? All right, you bugging. You bugging. She said, I moved out at 16. My dad signed my lease, issues in the home. That's not important. I worked 2 jobs, 7 days a week, and went to college. See, you know how to get it. Look, our bodies are capable of doing a lot of different things that we wouldn't expect it to do. Our bodies are capable. Mm-hmm. Open and close the mall every day. Almost lost. Almost laundry Sunday. That was my day off. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. Let's see. She was 3 seconds from snapping out, saying, "Why you? Why you? Hey, I remember that. I remember that skit, bro. I don't like your friend Josh. He has a knife, and he will stab you. And who is going to pay for it?" I remember that, bro. I definitely remember that. That shit was funny as hell. Profiling is a real skill. 100%, bro. Profiling is definitely a real skill. That's something that can be learned. That's something that anybody can learn about them from growing up. 110%, bro. But no, she's right. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all agree with her? Do y'all not agree with her? Do you think she's off? Do you think she's on point about what she's talking about? Y'all let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. So let's keep the train moving. Let's keep the train moving, dog. Because I know there's another video I really want to dive into, but we gotta hit the main veins first. The main veins. All right, so there's this other video that I want to talk about. His name is Delano Squires, and again, holding the black people culture. Holding the culture accountable. Thank you. Holding the culture accountable. So I want to listen in to him, and then I'll give my thoughts on it. All right. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. That ain't it. Here we go.
That pays more attention to the society that his ancestors endured than the one that his descendants will inhabit is in trouble, right? I got 3 kids. I'm raising my grandchildren's parents right now. So my vision, I'm pointing my scope downrange. I can't go back to my ancestors. I honor them, and I can't go back to them. So let me say what my vision for 2040 is for the black community. 1 is strong families. I'd love to see a situation where 80% of black kids are born to parents who are married, not conscious co-parenting, not child support court, none of that. Married. 1 man, 1 woman for 1 lifetime. I'd like to see us return to the faith of our ancestors. People talk about reparations and all sorts of other stuff. The one thing that black folk today don't want to take from their ancestors is the faith that got them through slavery and segregation. I want to see not just making the bar in terms of education. I want black kids who feel they have just as much opportunity to become a nuclear physicist as they do to play in the NBA. I want to see entrepreneurship. We don't need more government. Please, not just black folk, but we as a country have been on that teat so long, we've never seen it engorge because it never gets time to fill back up. So, entrepreneurship, I want us to value life. And the last thing I'll say, I want us to have a positive culture. We should stop commodifying and glorifying black death, the degradation of black women, and drug use in our community. That's my vision for 2040.
Ooh, boy, Delano is out here cooking. You hear me? Listen. I couldn't agree more. I 110% believe that. But in order for us to do that, we not just black people, we as a country, as America, need to be able to hold each other accountable for the bullshit that we do. We can't continue. We can't move forward if we don't know how. If we don't allow people to check us when we're wrong. You know how AA meetings go. You know, the first thing is admitting that you're an alcoholic, or admitting that you're a drug addict. It starts there. It starts with accountability. Understanding, like, listen, bro, I ain't shit. Or whatever you want to say. Look, I ain't shit, or I'm alcoholic, whatever you want to call it. You start there, and then now that we've addressed that, now we can move forward. Now we can figure out a solution how we can move forward in life. And this kind of goes back to the EBT situation too. And I continue to keep talking about this. We are in a day and age where information is at our thumbs. And not only is information at our thumbs, to get the money is at our thumbs. Let's be real. What do you mean, Courtney? Let me give you an example. It is so easy to make money out here nowadays. There's so many ways to make money out here. You can make money from YouTube. If you don't like your face being shown, guess what? You can learn AI. You can learn you can be on the back end of things. You can teach people how to do it. Or if you better with your hands, guess what? You can get out here in the streets. You can learn a trade. You can learn different things so you can get out here and actually make money. But a lot of people don't want to do it because we are also in a lazy state. We are also in a lazy era too, where people don't want to work. People don't want to do shit. Everybody wants this microwave success because social media has told us that, hey, if you fresh out of college, if you ain't waking up at 3:30 a.m. in the morning, and if you ain't working from 3:30 a.m. in the morning to goddamn 1 a.m. in the morning, you ain't successful. Nigga, what? Instead of trying to give this false motivation where you see niggas acting like they jumping off choppers and helicopters and shit when they really ain't, it's somebody else's shit, but they doing it just for the gram, or they doing it for TikTok to make it seem as if they got it like that when they really don't, when they over that bitch struggling. And so now you out here teaching people some bullshit. That's why you got a lot of false prophets out here. You got a lot of false niggas out here who claiming that they getting it like that, they getting the bag, but they out here finessing. They out this bitch scamming and scheming people. That's why you see a lot of these scammers are going to jail now, because they've been doing some bullshit on the back end and not being truthful about themselves and not actually trying to help people. They're just trying to get money, and they're stealing money, and they're not helping people get out of the situation, which makes it harder for individuals such as, other people who are really trying to help individuals to get to a better position. But to make more money is easier than ever today. It's easier than ever. Think about it. I was listening to Myron Golden. Shout out to Myron Golden. If you never listen to Myron Golden, solid. He's dope. You should go check him out. I was listening to Myron Golden the other day, and I kind of listen to him in the morning times when I'm driving to work, right? And yes, I still do work. That's how we build. That's how we build on what we work. We do YouTube. And we find ways and we make ways to invest our money into a brokerage account. Shout out to Anton, who has taught us how to do that. You know what I'm saying? You tap into the Patreon. I also got an ebook as well that's teaching you the basic aspect of it. Now, I don't go into as much details as Anton does, but I give you the basic aspect of it. If you aren't the type of person that knows how to read the finance, knows how to read the stock market and all that, teach you the basic fundamentals of it, and they can actually help you. And actually help you grow your money. Because I'll give you an example. I've already raised my shit up to 10K. Just saying. And I didn't need to be an entrepreneur to do it. I still have a 9-to-5. So that's a little bit of information that I just let y'all in on. That's why you should join the Patreon. Or just go ahead and get the Earn While You Save ebook. But neither here nor there. All right. But I was listening to Myron Golden. And one of the biggest things is he was saying that back in the day, it was easier. Well, it was harder. It was a lot harder to make money, but at the same time, it was easy. Because it wasn't a digital age back then. You had cassette tapes. You had to actually get on the phone calls. You had to go through phone books and actually to actually make sales and do all this different shit, right? We don't have that today. It's a digital age. Hey, I got you, Bull City. Bull City, I got you. Don't worry. We're going to have a conversation, bro. We're going to have a conversation. 110%. We definitely will. But yeah, we're in the digital stage now. All the information is here. And what you can do now, you can post, you can make your Instagram, you can make your YouTube, you can make your TikTok about anything. About anything. There's a market for everything out here in this world. You just got to present it to people. Put it out there for people. And you be consistent with doing that. Because people ain't going to buy the product. They're going to buy you. You got to sell yourself to people. Or you can go cut grass. Or you can go do plumbing. Or you can go do electrical. Or you can go do HVAC. Or you can go do welding. Or you can go do carpentry. Or you can go get a certification, even though some people don't. Some people will recommend you actually going to school to get it, but you can also get a certification for cybersecurity. If you already work in a job, you can learn from people who are already in cybersecurity. You can befriend them and actually learn behind them while you're going to school at the same time. So that way you getting information in real time and not just from the text. And you can build your skills up. So then that way, when it's that time when you graduate, now you've already built up these skills. You already know what to do. So therefore, you can easily transition into another department in your career. But y'all don't want to do that though. But y'all don't want to do that. And then let's dive into the family aspect of it. A lot of people don't want to be in families no more. People don't want to build foundations anymore. People are missing out on the family structure in life. They don't want to grow. They don't want to build anymore. They always want somebody to already be. They want someone already established. But yet and still, they don't want to look at themselves and say, well, okay, can I handle a person like that that's already established, that's already got themselves developed in their own way? That's why that Kobe phrase gonna always hit. You weren't with me shooting in the gym. So what makes you think you got the right to any of this shit that I got going on? What makes you think that you are better than anybody else that I've already encountered? What are you bringing to the table? Who are you? What is it that you do? How can I benefit from being with you? How do I benefit from it? I've got everything that I need. What is it that you can bring to the table that I don't have? What is it that you can do that's going to be of value to me? Because I already know the value that I can bring to you. So no, I agree with him. I agree with Delano 110%. I agree with him 110%. I know some people don't, but hey, it is what it is. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm, and hit the bell notification. Let me read some of these chats real quick. Any questions you have about stocks, I'm always here, Courtney. I got you, bro. For sure. We're gonna have a conversation. Yeah, I am chopped liver. You say you're chopped liver? What you mean you chopped liver? Made 28,000 in the video since Monday. Word. Hey man, shout out to you, bro. Yeah, we about to have a conversation. 1,000%. 1,000%. Snow Bunny, you can always hit me in the Discord as well. Me and Courtney already communicating that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, bro, I'm telling you, man, there's people around the world who are already doing this shit. All you got to do is tap in with them. Tap in with them, bro. There are people out here who are actually doing this shit. Is she an anchor or an asset? Exactly. If you're not helping me grow, if you're not helping me build, you're an anchor. How can you help me catapult forward? How can you help me grow in life? What is it that you're doing? That's why I'm an advocate of getting married early. But I know a lot of people today, they so focused on what Instagram is telling you to do or what TikTok is telling you to do. How you see a lot of these old ass women who leave their marriages from good men that they say were good men because of happiness. Like, shorty, it ain't about your happiness. Do you think this man that's working and building himself and he's following his purpose, you think that he's happy? You think he's focused on being happy, or he's focused on his purpose? He's focusing on grinding. He's focusing on making sure he get to the point of where he want to be in life. and anybody else that's with him. You ain't got time to worry about if you're happy or not, man. You can focus. That's a you problem. You decided to commit to this. So commit. You decided to. I don't care how long this ride been. Man, we've been here 10 years. And what? We still going. We got 30, 40 years to go. We barely tipping the iceberg. What you doing? What you leaving for? So you can go start all the way over? You can go start all the way over. You got to go through this whole phase again. You got to do this whole dating phase again. You had a good man waiting for you. If there was something, if you had an issue in a relationship, you should have brought that up to him and said, listen, I don't believe that we're moving forward in life. I don't believe that we're moving. What is it that we can do so that way we can live the life that we want to live? So that way we can be fruitful out here in this world and we can live in abundance. But a lot of y'all aren't doing that because you don't want to do the fucking work. You think it's supposed to just fall in your fucking lap, and it don't work like that. Nowhere does it work like that. You got to work for it. Just like you focus on your career and your degrees and shit like that, you need to focus. You need to use that same energy in your relationships. How you always raising your hand in the classroom because you want to make sure you get the most knowledge out of everything. You want to get full on understanding. You need to do the same thing when it comes to relationships. Get full understanding of what's going on and where you guys are going. Have the conversation. If you and your guy need to have a schedule, a monthly come to Jesus moment, sit at the table like, listen, let's talk about our goals. Let's talk about where we're going. Are we on track? What have we been doing? Where did we fall off at? Are we in line? Are we still in line? What's going on? Any issues that have arrived within the past 30 days? No? Okay, cool. We still on the same track? I bet. We still understand the goal right here, right? I bet. So we good. We'll tap back in the next 30 days. If you got to do that, do that. That's where the foundations are built. That's where the foundations are built, bro. Talk to your person. You want to call that, my man. Talk to him. Have the conversation, because most men, guess what? They want a peaceful household. They don't want to argue with you. So if you want to come to, or if you want to actually have a conversation with them, and you want to be genuine about the conversation, not talking at him and talking to him, like, listen, babe, I believe in you. Like, I trust you. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure that, everything is good. Are you okay? Are you fine? Is there anything that I need to do to make sure that you are focused and make sure that you straight to, so that way you can do what you need to do? He might even tell you, nah, babe, it's good. Like, nah, listen. I know you. And that's why you need to pay attention to your man. Pay attention to the way he moves. Like, really, really embrace him and understand him. Because a lot of y'all so focused on y'allself. Embrace him. And men, this goes for you too. Embrace your woman. Understand her. Pay attention to the way she moves. Understand when you know that some ain't right and when some is right. Pay attention. And once you do that shit, now you guys are in alignment. Look, let's have this conversation. Let's talk. What are our goals? What's the 5 to 10 year plan? What we doing? What we looking like? What's the plan? Okay, so we want to do this. All right, we plan to go here. I want to be by year 5. We should be here. But in order for us to get here by year 5, we need to make sure that we do X, Y, and Z. So we need to be on board, because you are the united front. You are the united front. It's y'all versus the world. It can't be a house divided. You got to be a united front. So you do that. Now you understand where you're going. Now you both are on the same page. So when you aren't together in certain situations, you still understand the program. So you guys are so in tune with each other that even when you aren't together, you already know the type of decision that person gonna make. You know that if the person like, she ain't gonna go for that. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. Or he ain't going for that. Nah, I know him. He ain't going for that. Or I know I can make this decision because she trusts me. I can make the decision because she trusts me. She know that I'm gonna do what's best for this family and this unit and where we're trying to go. So I know he ain't gonna fuck it up. And that comes with conversation. Exactly, Bull City. Like Unica says, I definitely wish I can find a partner life, partner life that we can collide and make things happen. You can. You just gotta have. Yeah, you can. You can find that person. You just got to make sure you move in alignment with the type of person that you want. You move in alignment with the type of person that you want. And mind you, let me clarify that. The person that you need. Because a lot of us go for the things that we want instead of the things that we need. Go for the things that we need, not for the things that we want. Because the thing that we need can also transition to what it is that we wanted. I'll give you an example. So, ladies, if you want a man that's making six figures, or you want him to be a multi-millionaire, whatever the case may be, understand who he is as a person first. Is he a great character? Is he a family man? Is he a good person? Is he a person that has great discernment? Is he a person that wants to be in a relationship? Is he a person that wants to be a family man? Is he that type of guy? Focus on the intangibles first. Focus on the intangibles. Make sure you ain't got. I mean, of course, I know there's some people who slip through the cracks, but hey, listen, I ain't gonna even say that. But make sure he's a good person, a man of good character, an ambitious man, a hardworking man, a man who focuses on his purpose, a man who focuses on the purpose comes before you. You got to understand that you aren't the number one priority. You are not. The purpose is. His purpose is the number one priority. You come second to that. And you need to understand that out the gate. You come second to the purpose. You ain't bigger than the program, nor is he. You understand that, now you know how to move. Once you figure out a man who is on his purpose, now, if he's not that multimillionaire, whatever you want, whatever the case may be, he can build to that because he already has the tools that he needs to get there. Now you just need to make it easier for him to focus on that. Be the support that he needs. That's what you're supposed to do. You become the beneficiary of his success. What don't y'all understand about that? What's so wrong about that? There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. You do that, guess what? Everything is great. Now you're raising a solid family. You're raising a dope family. Your kids ain't got shit to worry about. Your wife ain't got shit to worry about. Or your husband ain't got shit. Everything is good. It's a peaceful household. Now that doesn't mean there won't be ups and downs. That won't mean there won't be some point of contentment sometimes. You guys are going to have that conversation. It's going to happen. It's part of life. You grow, you get older, you get more wiser and all these different things. Some things change, things that you want in life, it happens. But you got to understand you aren't bigger than the program. If you understand that, listen, it ain't about me. It ain't about me. It's the program. It's the program. It's the program. And you've already discussed the program when you first started dating. You already talked about where you're trying to go. What's the ultimate goal here? You've talked about it. You talked about it. He's talked about his purpose. You focus on that, I guarantee you your relationships will work out. Guarantee it. I know I went on an entire monologue right there. I went on an entire monologue. My bad, y'all. My bad. Exactly. You are in addition to his life and he's in addition to yours. Exactly. See, yeah, you are there. The thing is, if he's already on his purpose, you are there to make things easier for him, take some of the pressure off of his back so that way he can fully focus on where he's trying to go. Both of you don't need to be in the front. Both of you don't need to be in the front. That's why they have actors and they got producers. The producers ain't always on the camera, ain't in front of the camera. They're the ones orchestrating shit from behind. And yeah, make sure you go over here. Make sure all right, boom, let's align you right here. Let's do this. They are just as important as the actors are. That don't necessarily mean that you got to be in the forefront. Just look at it like that. Like, all right, shoot, I'm the producer over here. I'm the production. I'm the one that's on the back end doing the work. I don't need to be the face of it. Because at the end of the day, I'm still getting paid. I'm as a producer, I'm still getting paid. I'm still getting paid. I'm straight. Life is good over here. I don't need to be seen. Stay out the way. You don't need to be seen. You don't. As a woman, I'm gonna be real. Listen. This is not no misogyny bullshit. This ain't no red pill bullshit. You don't need to be seen all the time. You don't. That's how you keep the family intact. You don't need to be in the forefront. You don't need to be in the spotlight. You don't. Stay out the way. That causes less confusion in the household. You ain't got to worry about no extra bullshit. You don't have to worry about it. I'm telling you, less problems. Less problems. Stay out the way. Stay out the way. Just be the producer of the relationship. That's all you need to be. Be the producer. You be the producer, guess what? You still gonna get your money. You still gonna be well known. You still gonna be the person that's, listen, I couldn't do this without this person. You see Denzel Washington's wife, she ain't in the public. But guess what Denzel Washington always does? He always go back, listen, I can't do none of this shit without her. I couldn't do nothing without her. And that's what you're supposed to be. They don't need to see you. They just need to know, listen, man, behind that great man, Denzel Washington, is a phenomenal woman. You feel me? That's it. It is what it is. So look, let me read some of these comments, bro. I know when I went too crazy with that one. Oh, mine is going right now. Pay for her master's and doctor while building myself. Should be back. Okay. Be sure to talk, not add like words like please and thank you, no problem. Yeah, exactly, bro. People don't know how to talk. They don't know how to talk and communicate anymore. Relationship on Wednesday, 11 when listen up with, yep, both dropping gems for sure. A lot of me, not enough we. Facts. Great advice. I admit I failed at that. I failed at that because I don't need her financially. I didn't understand and still struggling with why I need input for large purchases. For sure. Appreciate you, Boer City. The only thing that comes to mind is she is responsible for everything if God forbid something happens to you. Yep. Can she handle the responsibility that comes with the purchases? That as well. She also has to understand herself enough to understand, listen, I got a great man over here. I got a man who's probably going to be doing great things. He may be in front of he may be in the public eye a lot. And I need to understand, can I, as a woman, handle that? Can I handle that? Will I be able to endure all of that attention that he's going to be getting? And yes, that comes with women too. Are you going to be able to endure that? If you are not going to be able to endure that, you need to leave that man alone. Go find you somebody else. Go find you another man who ain't in the public eye like that. And I get it. All men aren't in the public eye. I understand that. But I'm just saying, if he's going to be a great man and he's one of those type of individuals, he's out there like that. You need to understand if you can handle that type of man. You need to understand yourself enough. Like, listen, can I handle this? Yep, financial should be handled properly for both parties. I agree with that. I definitely agree. So speaking of relationships, since we already on the topic, let's go to this another topic. There's this other lady, and she's basically saying that what she's saying is that men will always choose themselves. I'm curious. I did not listen to this. I just saw the title. I said, you know what? This might be a good one. And I saw how long it was because she was going on for about 3 minutes. So I said, you know what? I'm going to play this one. So let's go ahead and get into it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
This is a friendly reminder that men always choose themselves. It doesn't matter if you guys have been married 20 years. If they find someone else that they think they have a shot with that is more attractive, younger, hotter, they will choose that woman and not care about you. And it happens all the time. I don't want to hear no bullshit about it. Always choose yourself. Never stop working on yourself as a woman. Always put yourself first. If you're too tired to make dinner, go the fuck to sleep. Men are not children. They can make their own dinner. If you're stuck between, should I make him lunch for today or should I put my makeup on and do my hair and feel good about myself? Do it for yourself. I am telling you right now, you will never regret doing something for yourself. I'm not saying be a shitty partner, but I'm saying you are what matters and you need to put yourself first in every aspect before a man. Now, yeah, that's black and white. Like, and I started this is, and I'm speaking from experience because I've been there, done that. Okay, I have been there, done that. This is not coming from just like on the outside looking. No, this is coming from the inside looking out. Okay, do for yourself. Go to that gym, lose weight, work out, eat healthy, meal prep for yourself, put your makeup on, do your hair, take a shower, brush your teeth, go on walks, read a book, pick up some hobbies, paint, bake, cook. Shit, so I don't know. that was a bar. Do something that is self-involved. Do not sit there all day worried about what your man is doing. Do not make your whole life revolve around a man. And for stay-at-home moms, I know it's hard to like find your identity. Pick up a hobby if you can. I know it's hard. Like I know, but like don't overly do it. Because men, another thing too, I feel like with men is once they feel like you can't leave them in a way and like you're kind of trapped in a way, like, oh, she wouldn't do that. Like they have that semi-control over you, which in a way I feel like they do have that over stay-at-home moms. You're in a very vulnerable position, you know. Yeah, sure, if you guys get divorced, you can get spousal support, sure. But they're more likely to act a motherfucking fool when they have that control. And for example, my man, we both work full-time and I actually make more than him, but he pays all the bills. That's just what it is. Was it always like that? No, we got together when we were 18 years old and we were little kids and we were broke as fuck. But now that he's able to, he pays all the bills and he is buying us a house next year and he's going to be paying all the mortgage. So invest in yourself. Take care of yourself. Because if that man decides to fuck up one day, you still have yourself and you still have that potential. You don't lose yourself in him. You know, you don't give everything you got and then you don't even know who you are anymore because you spent all your years serving a man that is unworthy of you. I will always say women are more valuable than men for many reasons, but I think God knows it too because, you know, God always comes to the women. He makes the men come to him.
See what I'm saying? And this is why her relationships won't work. First of all, you getting on here talking about what men are always for themselves. Most men who are married, they aren't focused on themselves. They aren't focused on themselves. They're focused on making sure that the household is taken care of. They're focusing on they're so focused on making sure. Like, look, I gotta make sure I do this. I gotta make sure I do that. I gotta make sure the family's straight. That's why you see a lot of men when they talk about when their birthday comes or when a special day comes. Listen, man, as long as the bills are paid, as long as, you know what I'm saying, everybody, I got food on the table, as long as we got electricity on in this house, I'm good. All I want is to sit back and chill, watch TV, and drink a brew. That's what your average man would do. That's what your average man, who your average 9-to-5 working man, that's what he cares about. That's all. Listen, my kids got clothes on their back. They ain't worried for nothing. They're smiling. They're happy. They're running around the house, yelling, screaming. That means life is fucking good right now. Everybody's straight. Everybody's good. Nigga, we just, matter of fact, go order a piece of some chicken wings because we got it. We straight. We good. Most men don't care about this. And that's another reason why a lot of men pass away earlier, because they're not focused on themselves. They aren't getting into the gym. They aren't focusing on their health. They aren't, because they are too busy worrying about, listen, I got to make sure I make money. I got to make sure the house is straight. I got to make sure all this shit is good. I got to make sure the family's straight. Fuck me, the family. Fuck me, the family. The family, I got to make sure the family's straight. I got to take care of you. God is the covering over all of us. I'm the covering over the wife and the kids, and the wife is over the covering of the kids. That's what it is. That's what it is. While she up here talking about go to the gym and shit, listen, I'm not going to attack her personally. I'm not going to do that. But you see the picture. You see her. And this type of mentality, and look, while I did agree with the first part of it, yes, women, if you are in the marriage, you should focus on yourself in regards to making sure that you are in the best shape for not only for yourself, but yes, for your husband too. Because he didn't meet you like that. He met you when you was a $130 in tip top shape. You was in the best shape of your fucking life. He met you when you was that. That's when he met you. So especially if you're a stay-at-home mom, yes, absolutely you should. You should make time 30 to 45 minutes to an hour to make sure that you focus on yourself. Get in the gym, work out. You ain't got no reason not to. Because there comes a point where your kids will be in school for 8 hours out of the day. So what you doing then? You telling me you ain't got 30 to 45 minutes? You lying to me. You lying to me. So yes, while I do agree that men should keep up with themselves, just as women should keep up with themselves. And if you ain't got no kids, you ain't got no excuse. I'm sorry. You don't have an excuse. You don't have an excuse why you're out of shape. You don't. You don't have no obligation but to yourself. You have no obligation but to yourself. You ain't got nothing but work. All you doing is working and coming home. You ain't got no reason. You don't have a reason to be out of shape. You should be in the best shape of your fucking life if you don't have any kids. You should be walking circles around motherfuckers all day, every day. That's a fact. So yes, while I do agree that women should focus on themselves in regards to the fitness aspect of it, you know, finding yourself a hobby, because if you start to feel yourself, you start to lose yourself a little bit. I get it, it happens. Especially some women, you know, they get kids and shit like that because they're so focused on the kids, they're making sure the kids straight. I understand that. Trust me, I understand that. But you still have to take time for yourself to make sure that you straight. Because your husband ain't got time to focus. Your husband don't have time to focus on you. He don't have time for that because he's making sure the entire household is good. Now I get it. He got to check in. Hey, you feel me? Make her drink out the hose, Courtney. Hey, listen, I'm about to make her drink out the hose, bro. Listen, she might need to drink out the hose, bro. She might need to drink out the hose. Because what she talking about is crazy. Again, I agree with the first part of it, but after that, she went off the rails for me. She went off the rails. And I don't like it. I don't like it. Drink from the hose. So yeah, like I said, I agree with that. Work out, focus on yourself, but you're doing it so that way you can be the best version of yourself for your family. For your family. Again, it ain't about you no more. It's not about you anymore. You aren't the main character in this story. You aren't. Nor is he. He ain't the main character either. Purpose comes before all of that shit. You ain't the main character no more. He ain't the main character either. So if there's certain things that he need to do to make sure the household straight, he gonna have to do it. And you gonna have to pick up where he may not be able to focus on, in the areas where he may not be able to focus on. And that goes back to my point again. Y'all don't want to work in a relationship. Y'all want to work for everything else. You want to go out here and get a bag. You want to go and get your bachelor's, your master's, your doctorate, all of this shit, just so you can say, listen, I'm a PhD. I got my degrees. I did this, that, and the third. But guess what? You won't even put that type of effort in your fucking relationship, dog. And you wonder why these niggas don't want you. You wonder why these men, you got PhDs and you out of shape and overweight. And you ain't got no kids. How that work? And then some of y'all who do got the PhD, some of you didn't. Some of you then, you also got kids on top of that. How that work? Make it make sense to me, dog. Make it make sense. I don't understand it. You think men supposed to just drop shit for you? No. It don't work like that. You ain't as special as you think you are. Trust me, you're not. You ain't as special as you think you are. You can have all the confidence in the world, but when reality sets in, you ain't as special as you think you are. So I don't understand it, bro. I really don't. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. A lot of people get on my nerves. The shit that they be talking be blowing my goddamn mind, bro. And it hurts my heart because there are a lot of great dudes out here. There are a lot of great dudes out here, bro. And there are a lot of great women out here too. But because y'all get so consumed on what's going on TikTok and what's going on Instagram that you miss your average dude because y'all focus on this man that wants to make, you want a man that makes 6 figures. Listen, the reality of the situation is this. Majority of men ain't making 6 figures, bro. He ain't going to be 100% of everything you want, but you can work on that. You can work on it. As long as you have the foundation, as long as you got the foundation set up, everything else you can work on everything else. You can work on the tangibles. If he ain't as fit as you would like him to be, guess what? You can introduce him into a new life, or vice versa. Now, of course, again, I still stand on you shouldn't be obese or overweight if you don't got kids, bro. That's just unacceptable on all levels. I don't care who you are, man or woman. You should not be overweight when you don't got no kids or no responsibility other than just working and paying your fucking bills. You shouldn't. No, absolutely not. You ain't got no excuse. But if you're able to pour into each other, you're able to create that solid foundation for each other. And when that foundation has settled in and it's concrete and it's stronger than ever, I'm telling you, bro, y'all relationship is gonna work and it's gonna fucking last. Because when you get into this committed relationship, when you fucking say I do, regardless of the situation, regardless of how you feeling for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, or for a month, for better or for worse, through rich or through poor, through sickness and through health, that's what you committed to. You gonna change, your mind gonna change, some things gonna change in life. It happens. You get older. Some women, women get old enough, they go through menopause, they go through different things, they go through different changes in life. Men go through changes too. It happens. It happens. But you're gonna have to have the wherewithal in order to get through that shit. Because guess what? You signed up for the fucking program. You did. Ain't no backing out this shit now. You in here. You done. We here for life. We here for life. You signed the paperwork. You here for life. Now, if this ain't going over. Now, if you putting your head through the dryer, now that's something different. If you putting your head through the dryer, then you know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do away with that because I don't believe in people putting their hands on each other, right? I don't believe in that at all. So you should leave for sure. But other than that, nah, fam. You chose that person, so you better make it work. You better find new ways around it. You better start reading the book, do something in order to help y'all get to the place that y'all supposed to be at. That's a fact. Yeah. Let's see. She said people are not realistic nowadays, so it's hard to find realistic ideals. I agree. People are not realistic. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that. 100% agree. Bull City, my significant other does what he does for me, for us, our future. Yep, that's what it's supposed to do. Make her drink out the hose. This shit is bigger than Nino Brown. You feel me? He said, Pastor Edgar. And when God, boy, y'all crazy as hell, man. Y'all crazy as hell. So look, I want to tap into this one. I want to tap into this other video. I thought this was going to be interesting. Yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure you hit the bell notification. All right. So let's tap into this other topic, man. This lady named Haley Takes on the World. Thought this would be pretty interesting. So she says she traded YouTube She said she traded YouTube for job security, and then she got laid off. Bro, and listen, bro, I'm trying to. So I want to listen to what she got to say in regards to how all of this shit transpired. How you get rid of YouTube or stop doing YouTube, then you go and get a corporate job, then you get laid off. I gotta hear this. So let's lock in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
A YouTube channel to over 600,000 subscribers after traveling to more than 70 countries, working with Google, Netflix, Sony, winning a Shorty Award, being my own boss, working from anywhere in the world. I went back to corporate. I put on.
Hold up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry for pausing at this early. You got how many subscribers? And you going back to corporate America? You must have been doing something wrong on the back end. You must have been doing, ain't no way, there's no way in hell you getting 600,000. You got 600,000 subscribers. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If you got 600,000 subscribers, I'm pretty sure you getting a solid amount of views per post. Now, also, 600,000, right? Okay. Also, correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm pretty sure she got links and shit, affiliate links or Patreon, whatever the case that she might have on the back end where she's also making money. Man, you know what? Hold up. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me see something. Let me see something. Cause now I'm real deal. Now I gotta see something. Adventure, entrepreneurship. Let's see, channel. All right, so she got a link. Views gained 207%. Average videos 14 minutes. She uploads one video per week. Let's look. So 3 years later, 26,000 views, 40K, 5K, 707K, 59K. All right. Okay. So now let me look at the links. So she got an Instagram and she got a Facebook. But you ain't got no Patreon? You ain't leading them nowhere? Let me see. Hey, I'm Haley. On this channel, you can expect to see lifestyle challenges, travel adventures, and tech advice. Subscribe to Take on the World with me. I'm from the professional tech world of San Francisco, but I'm passionate about sharing with you stories of people from all walks of life. Business inquiries, Haley takes on the world at gmail.com. Okay. So she got 29 million views across her entire channel. All right. I guess. Interesting. And how many views she got on this one? And she has how many views on this one? She got 40K views on this one 4 days ago.
On business clothes, made coffee in a to-go mug, commuted, rode the elevator, got into the office at 8:30 a.m., sat at my desk, and every single day, I did it again and again and again. Everyone I told this to was pretty caught off guard. I think most of them assumed I'd failed at what I was doing or something had gone really wrong, when actually going back to corporate was exactly what I needed to do. And leaving after 10 months was even better. This is the story of why I went back, what I learned, and why I will most likely never return.
Okay, so let me just tell you something that I wasn't prepared for when I decided to go back to corporate. It's the shame that I felt. It wasn't just about the comments that I was getting on my Instagram and YouTube from people being like, what happened to your YouTube content? Why did you stop posting? Are you still traveling? What's going on? It was also shame I felt in myself because I had people asking if I had given up. That part did kind of make it hard, caring about what other people perceived about me, because it's so easy to get caught up in caring about what other people think. But the thing is, I didn't know how to answer anyone because part of me did feel like I'd given up because I'd spent years like showing people this life I built, quitting corporate, corporate, going and traveling the world and getting paid to do it. I was just like living proof that you could actually do things differently. And then here I was sitting at a desk for like 8+ hours attending meetings about meetings and having to ask permission if I could go to lunch with my Slack turned off and not respond to Slack messages while I was at my lunch break. And so I didn't post about it. I barely told anyone. And then when I did tell people, I would have like this long explanation to justify it. Oh, it's just temporary. I'm learning new skills. It's strategic. But that's not what I was actually thinking. What I was actually thinking, what I really needed to go back into corporate was because I needed stable income and I wanted really good health insurance. I remember putting on business clothes that first day and then looking in the mirror and being like, is this who I am now? I'm going back to what I left. It doesn't feel like me. I guess I'm just gonna go sit in an office for 8+ hours a day and pretend that I'm really excited about a new product feature that's gonna make it easier for users to use the app and scan the app and press this button and okay, but aside from all that, here's what I know now that I didn't then. Sometimes you have to go backwards to move forward. Sometimes the thing that looks like failure is actually the setup for your biggest success. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you why I actually went back and what ended up happening.
Who's coming in the driveway?
So why did I actually go back to corporate? By 2021, I'd hit a wall. I couldn't keep going at that pace. On the creator burnout scale, I was severe. I feel like I've said this so many times now, so let's just quickly recap. By 2021, I'd been traveling for 6 years straight on the road for 300 days a year. And I was so proud of what I'd built, but the problem was I didn't know how to sustain it because I was used to doing everything on my own, and that's absolutely not sustainable. So I was creatively, mentally, and physically drained, and worst of all, I was just uninspired, and I kept being uninspired for a very long time. So after I had a massive breakdown, I'm talking crying on the phone for 3 hours with my manager, God bless his heart, he was there to talk me through the whole thing. He planted this seed. He said to me, why don't you start consulting other creators? Teach them how to build personal brands. Teach them what you've learned over the past 6-7 years. The master turns into the teacher. Instead of chasing brand deals and trying to appease the YouTube algorithm for more AdSense, I could create another stream of income. Just me working with clients, teaching them what I learned about social media and video production. But here's where there was a massive gap in my skill set. I'd been my own creative team for 6 years, and that worked for me as a solo creator. But creating an entire production system for actual businesses, corporate businesses with real budgets, teams, and systems, it only took me about 2 months of working as a social media consultant for small businesses to realize I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't understand how corporate production worked. I didn't know the systems and the processes that creative teams use. I didn't know how to manage this word, I hate this word, stakeholders. And I didn't know how to navigate corporate politics. It had been 6 or 7 years since I'd done that. And there was a reason why I left. All I knew was to write, shoot, edit, post. And so I realized that if I was actually going to build a real consulting business that could actually serve corporate clients, the money is, well, then I needed to learn how the inside worked. So I made the decision. I was going to go back into corporate, not forever, hopefully, but long enough to learn what I didn't know. So I started researching industries. I really wanted to work somewhere doing meaningful work in a field that I felt good about. And that's how I landed on climate and sustainability. And I found a company called Aspiration. So I applied for the social media production manager role, and I nailed the interview. I knew social media, I knew video, I knew production, I knew storytelling. What I didn't know was corporate systems and processes, but I sold them on my experience as a creator, and they were all in. Okay, well, plus, listen. I negotiated my salary to $165,000 a year, plus a $3,000 signing bonus, plus incredible health insurance. So there I was.
Listen, bro. Hey, I might be missing out on the bag. I might be missing out on the bag. I might be missing out on a bag, bro. You hear me? Nah, I don't think I am, man. We focus on building this platform up. We focus on building this platform up. You know what I mean? We're going to build the Patreon up. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Don't worry. Don't worry.
back in corporate. Okay, but I am kind of also leaving something else out. Another reason as to why I needed to go back into corporate. So listen, I'm going to be even more real with you. At 31, I was pretty much having a full-blown quarter life crisis. I looked at my life and I took inventory. I didn't have a house, no car, no lease with my name on it, no long-term relationship. Every single thing I owned fit into a suitcase. And regardless of everything that I had done, there was still this voice in my head that was saying things like, what do you have to show for the life?
Yeah, I think so too, bro. I think so too. 165K with, man, listen, bro, I'm telling you, listen. What I'm doing now, I'm gauging myself. I'm positioning myself right now to the point where the way I'm finna be negotiating bags is gonna be crazy. Even at my early subscriber stage, I'm telling you, I'm about to be a mean ass negotiator. Just give it time. Just give it time. Working on some things right now. Yeah, we're working on some things right now. And when it pops off, trust me, you'll know. You will know. 110% you would know. But she definitely sold us up
10 years. And part of the reason I was going through this was because I was scrolling through Instagram, watching all of my friends buying houses, settling down, getting married, and suddenly I felt left behind. I started comparing my very unconventional lifestyle to their traditional milestones. And in that insanely miserable, terrible comparison that no one should ever, that unfortunately Instagram makes you do unconsciously or consciously, I made myself small. I was in denial about not being able to see all of the successes that I had in my own personal life, my own path, my own journey. And so I started measuring my success against what I was seeing on Instagram. Okay, so I'm back in corporate, and within the first 90 days, I learned 3 things that completely changed how I think about content and business. Let me break them down. Lesson 1, how to systematize everything. So let's remember that for 6 years, I was a solo creator. I did everything myself. I would do all the pre-production. I was reaching out to all the businesses and I would provide all the concepts. I would then shoot everything, edit everything, post it all. It was all like in my own head. There was no system. So if you were to ask me at that point, Haley, what's your content process like? I would have been like, I come up with an idea and then I just do it. But at this corporate company, everything, and I mean everything, was tracked in a tool. Every project had a workflow. Every asset had a home. To tell you the truth, at first I hated it because it just felt so slow and bureaucratic. But then I realized that when you systematize your production, you free up your brain for more creative work. You're not scrambling to remember where that file is or who approved what or like what step comes next. You just follow the system, and the system makes sure that nothing gets missed. I don't know, this sounds kind of simple, but it truly is the biggest lesson that I learned. And it's the foundation of how I run my business today. If you systematize it, you can speed it up. And if you can speed it up, you can scale it. Lesson 2, how big monies waste 80% of their content budget. One of my first tasks at Aspiration was identifying social media influencers for partnerships. And I looked at what they had been paying people, and I literally fell out of my chair. They were paying Instagrammers with less than 100,000 followers, $15,000 to
$15,000. Less than 1,000 fucking followers, bro. What? $15,000, less than 1,000 fucking followers. And y'all telling me y'all can't get no fucking money out here, bro? And you telling me you can't get no money out here, bro? Let me run that back. Just in case we missed it. Let's just
less than 100,000 followers, 15.
I'm sorry, I said less than 1,000. Less than 100,000. Less than 100,000. So that's anywhere between 1 all the way up to 99,000 followers. $15,000. And mind you, depending on how they negotiated, that could be per post. That could be under contract based off of how many posts that they're supposed to be posting. That could be a number of things. But you talking about $15,000, bro. What? Bro, these companies got bags, bro. They ready to spend the money because they need the visibility. And if you get listen, man, listen, let me use myself as an example. Bro, across all of my platforms, across YouTube, across TikTok, across Instagram, just those 3 alone, I'm pushing over 1 million views. I'm pushing over 1 million views over that. And I ain't got 1 million. I don't have 1 million subscribers. Shit, I think I'm pushing 10K for TikTok. We pushing 2K subscribers on YouTube. And I think I got like 3K or some shit on Instagram. But now, because I've been consistently posting, each one of them posts on Instagram, they getting if not right at 1,000, they getting over 1,000. They getting over 1,000 subscribers. And if right now not right up under, they getting over 1,000 subscribers. I mean 1,000 views. And now these numbers are going up on YouTube. There's no arrow in my analytics that's going down. All my shit is going up. It's on the up. It's on the rise. All of it. TikTok the same. Bro, what are we talking about? And and I am on the back end talking to other brands, talking to other companies too, to try to get to a bigger bag. 1,000%. You don't need to have 1 million. I've been told this many times. You don't need to have 1 million subscribers. You don't need to have 100K subscribers. You don't need to have 10K subscribers in order to get companies to work with you. There are companies that are willing to work with you under 10K followers, under 10K subscribers. You got companies that literally seek out micro creators looking to work with you. Going up on bro, you hear me? Going up on a Wednesday. Man, listen, bro. Y'all missing, and y'all out here complaining about money when you got all the opportunity in front of you to do it. Y'all be out this bitch complaining on your iPhone. You can use your iPhone to start creating fucking content, bro. This is probably one of the easiest ways you can do it. Yeah, you still gotta work, you still gotta put in the effort, you still gotta do that. You can't just come out here just doing dumb shit and thinking it's gonna go right. No, you actually have to have a plan. You actually gotta put things forward and in place, but it's easy to do. Nigga, I get off work, I come straight to the fucking house. Everything is already set up, and I just sit down and I talk to y'all. And I react to videos and give my personal thoughts on videos. And I tell people, hey, if you want to support the channel, hey, support the channel. There are people that support the channel. You want to become a member, you want to be a member of the YouTube channel, you got people who want to join the be a member. Or if they want to join the Patreon, they join the Patreon. Or if they want to buy the ebook, they want to buy the Earn While You Save ebook, guess what? They can do that. The link is there too. Bro, do you understand there's so many different ways to make money out this bitch? And then wait, and then once we bag a sponsorship deal, it's over with. Bro, it's over with. Once we bag a sponsorship deal, it is game over. Because mind you, I only stream 3 days out of the week. I stream 3 days out of the week for right now. Now, just imagine if I start doing this shit 5 days a week. Once we get to a bigger bag, and I'm doing this shit every day. Oh my God. Oh my God. And mind you, I started just streaming 1 day a week. I was only live streaming 1 day a week. That was just Saturday. And then I moved it to Tuesday. Then I started doing it Tuesday. And then I was requested to do it on Wednesday. And so now I'm doing 3 days of the week. No, that's not. No, it's not. So what Manscaped is, that's an affiliate link, which another way you can make money. That's an affiliate link. That's not a sponsorship deal. But because I want to treat my affiliate links as if it's a sponsorship. That's how I want to treat it. So, but trust me, you will know for sure when it's a sponsorship deal, because I'm gonna announce it too. I'll announce it, and you'll probably see it. Hey, I appreciate you, Snow. I appreciate you. They can go buy that on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? They can go buy the necklace on TikTok. But yeah.
$1,000 to post a couple posts for content that like wasn't even that good, for creators who like didn't necessarily align with the brand. These
Again, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna let it play. But you heard what she said. They paying $15,000 for content that ain't even that fucking good, and that don't even align with the brand. They still paying money for content creators just for visibility. Yeah,
these campaigns just had zero strategy behind them. And you ask why? It's because the people that were managing these budgets had no idea what they were doing with them. And by the way, this is a company that raised over $100 million in investments. So they had a lot of money to burn, but they weren't being strategic. They weren't tracking ROI. They were just spending. So this taught me two things. One, wow, maybe I wasn't charging enough as a content creator myself. And two, most companies have absolutely no idea how to buy content strategically. And that brings us to lesson 3, how to manage people, how to manage everything, how to manage up, down, and sideways. This one was painful to learn, but it was so necessary. So as a solo creator, I only had to answer to myself.
Popcorn player. You feel me?
If I wanted to post something, I just posted it. But in corporate, every piece of content has to be reviewed by multiple people. The creative team, the compliance team, my manager, my manager's manager, and everyone has opinions. Oh my God, I have something in my eye. I think it's an eyelash. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh my gosh, what is that? Where was I? But then I learned that this is how you manage projects, and this is how you manage multiple stakeholders, multiple decision makers in projects. Does anyone else hate that word stakeholders so much? If you've made it this far in the video, drop.
You hate the word stakeholder. When you want to be a stakeholder, hell yeah. That's why you should tap into the Patreon. Or you can just buy the Earn While You Save ebook. But let's keep on.
All of the hilariously ridiculous jargon that we have to speak in corporate. I'll go first. I'll pin that comment. I really learned how to communicate my vision clearly. I learned how to get buy-in on the things that I felt were going to be strategic. And I also learned how to manage expectations. Most of all, you learn how to protect your creative integrity while also respecting someone else's concerns. Like, you can fundamentally disagree on some piece of the creative, but you can actually talk through it without, telling someone that's a bad idea, with just being sensitive about it and talking it through. So this skill, managing stakeholders, managing decision makers, I feel is one of my most valuable skill sets now as a business owner, as someone who works in the business of deliverables and managing a team. Because every client has stakeholders. Every project that we do has multiple opinions. And if you can't navigate that, and if you can't be like assertive, but also maintain your creative integrity, then the business can't scale.
Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Sometimes it takes a different approach to see the possibilities all around you.
All right, so I'm learning all these new things. I'm growing. I'm getting a lot better at this job. And about month 8 is when things really started to take a turn. I got really sick, and I rarely get sick. I woke up one morning, I had completely lost my voice. I really couldn't speak at all. And I had a full team stand up that morning. Of course, I still went to that meeting, but I sat there in the meeting coughing, couldn't really speak. And I looked like absolute shit. And I sat there just trying to give status updates about a project I was working on. After the meeting, the one thing that that I was surprised about is that no one said to me, hey, Haley, you don't look good or you don't sound good. Not my manager, not my teammates, not one person. And I remember sitting there thinking, no one cares about my well-being here. The company was obsessed with the bottom line, classic corporate. They are obsessed with keeping investors happy. I was just a resource. I was just a body in a seat. I was fully expendable, just like everyone else at the company. And then by like month 9, I was getting Sunday scaries. I was like having deep anxiety and I was just not doing okay. I just like realized that I was not built out for that. I was not cut out to do that. And then at month 10, the company did workforce reductions. There were 3 rounds and I was part of the last round. And when they told me I was being let go, I was like so devastated. I was devastated, but then at the same time, I felt relief because if I hadn't been laid off, I probably would have stayed another year. I probably would have stayed 2 more years just because I had really stable income, but I would have been miserable and I would have been wasting time that I actually could have spent building something of my own. And now that it's been a few years, let me just tell you about the truth that was actually going on behind the company. Those layoffs were just the beginning. The company actually went bankrupt due to corruption, embezzlement, and just like mismanagement of hundreds of millions of dollars. So in all honesty, the layoff was like the kick in the ass that I needed. And it was truly the best thing that could have happened at that point. So what did I take with me from that 10 months detour in corporate? Well, literally everything. I took the systems and processes in place that I now use to run my own business. I took the stakeholder management skills, now know how to navigate client relationships. And
I ain't gonna lie, you could learn that shit through ChatGPT. I ain't gonna hold you. You could learn that through ChatGPT. You could learn that different ways on how to systematize your shit and what you were doing. You really didn't have to go back to corporate America if you were already doing good with brand deals and sponsorships. You would have been straight. If you would have, the bigger question is, how were you managing your money when you were getting paid? Because if you saying that you didn't have a man, you ain't have no bills, you ain't have no ownership of a home or nothing like that, what the fuck were you doing? You were just traveling and spending. Man, you crazy. Listen, bro. I want to break this down so bad. But you feel me? First world problems all day. Listen, I'm going to say this. I used to be one of those people that was so hell-bent on the motivation. Oh, bro, I just want to be an entrepreneur, man. I want to be the entrepreneur. I want to be the guy. I ain't got to worry about working for nobody no more, bro. I had that mentality until I realized, I said, you know what? Why the fuck? Because again, Instagram, I got caught in the consumption of Instagram and TikTok. You know, you got people who were giving you all the bullshit, the Lamborghinis, the big dollars. They were living in the big ass condos, you know, going late nights and shit, all the extra shit, right? And so I was looking at that. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I'm trying to live that lifestyle too. I'm trying to be like that too. Like, I want to live that lifestyle, nigga. I want to be out here on these streets out here saying, being able to tell people that I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. You feel me? But then the reality set is like, okay, cool. I'm an entrepreneur. I can be an entrepreneur when I don't know when the money's coming in. Starting out, you got to work your ass off. You ain't going to see profit until at least year 3 or 4. And that's regardless if you're working your ass off. Yeah, some people slip through the cracks and some do it earlier or sooner. But typically speaking, that means I'm going to have to go about 3 to 4 years not seeing a profit, not seeing nothing pop off. And I ain't got no income coming in. That don't make sense. That don't make sense to me. The shit sound good. Entrepreneur, it sounds good. That's what it is. It sounds good. But to be able to have a 9-to-5, come here, and I'm building something with my platform, with my Patreon, with my ebook, and everything else that's going to come with it, building my community of people that's going to rock with me regardless, not because of the content I make or not because of the Patreon, but because they fuck with me. Because I understand that I'm the product. Not nobody else, not the shit that I build, nothing. Me. They fuck with Courtney. They fuck with Courtnee Edgar. That's who they fuck with. They're like, look, I rock with him, bro. So whatever he got going, I'm fucking with it. Right? So I'm building that, but also I don't have to worry about if the bill's gonna be paid or not. I don't have to worry about, I don't have to show, I don't have to come on here and fake the funk. I don't have to come on here and tell you, listen, bro. Yes, man, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta stay positive, bro. You gotta do, man, listen, bro. Nigga, I'm straight. Nigga, I got a house. I'm good. I'm straight. My military benefits pay for my house. I'm straight. I'm good. Everything is solid. I'm not struggling. We're good. So I can really focus and hone in on what's going on here. So I can really focus on building this platform and building this shit day by fucking day. And not have to force this shit to y'all. I can take my time with it. Yeah, entrepreneur translates to eat what you kill. Facts. And cool, eventually, and again, eventually I would be at the point where I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner. I'm a business owner of X, Y, and Z companies. Because yeah, I do have plans in place. I do have things that I want to invest in. I do have companies, smaller businesses that I want to invest in. I do. I have those, but I have to focus on the main thing first. I have to focus on building this shit up first. Once I build this shit up, then I can focus on the other things that I want to do, that I want to get into, that I want to embark on. But I have to make sure that not only this is focused, but I have to make sure everybody else on the back end is straight first before I then start to dive into these other endeavors. So nah, man, that whole shit, nigga, keep the night. Listen, bro, and this is word to any of y'all YouTubers out here who's so focused on trying to become an entrepreneur just because it sounds fucking good, just because it sounds sexy. Oh, bro, it's sexy to do this shit. Nah, nigga, keep working your 9 to 5. You got the health benefits, and if you like me, if you work at a certain company where you're able to get stock options, where you're able to get stocks in the company because you're in a certain position, also you're able to get your brokerage account, you're able to invest in your 401k, you're able to invest in your Roth IRA, you're able to invest in stocks, all these different things. And shout out to Bull City because we're gonna have a conversation. And you can continue to build that. You can use a percentage of your paycheck to go straight into that fucking account that you don't even got to pay attention to. Your money's gonna grow over time as long as you focus on not focusing on that. Your money's gonna go into it. You're gonna be making money literally in your fucking sleep while you're building. And at the same time, your household is stable because you have a 9 to 5 and you don't have to stress. You don't have to worry about what the fuck is going on or when your next paycheck is going to come because you got a steady job and you focusing on building this shit. Or if you don't want to do YouTube or you want to focus on building your own business, you want to create a lawn service or car wash service or whatever fucking service you want to create, because there's so many different things out here. There's so many things that you can do. Like niggas say, don't leave your 9 to 5. Don't. I get it. You hate it. You want to be living the lavish life. You want to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. That takes time. You got to build up first. You got to build that foundation first. That's why I love the word foundation. You got to build the foundation up first in order for you to start doing shit like that. You still got debt you got to pay off. You got a lot of things that you got to overcome first before you can get to that point. Sorry that you didn't learn it earlier. It is what it is. I was in the same boat. But now that you have the information, now it's on you to make do with that information that's going to help you catapult forward.
Have hard conversations about creative differences. And I took the lesson about how companies waste a lot of money. And I've built a business. I am still building a business that shows them how to spend it better. But more than all of those tactical skills, what did I actually gain? I gained confidence, because going back to corporate after being my own boss for so long actually forced me to confront something. Why did I leave corporate in the first place? Was it actually because I wanted freedom or adventure? Or was it because I was actually running from something something hard. And by going back, I proved to myself I wasn't running. I was actually choosing which hard I wanted. I choose this entrepreneurial life. I choose uncertainty. And it's not because I can't handle corporate. It's because I fundamentally don't want it. And I will never go back. Actually, never say never, because what if I need to go back and like do something strategic again? But right now, looking at it, I never want to go back. And that difference, that mindset shift, it really changes everything. Because now when things get really hard in my business, when I have a really tough month, or when I lose a client, or when I feel completely overwhelmed, I don't think maybe I should just go back and like go into corporate and get a real job. I think I've already done that, and I didn't choose that twice, and I chose this instead. But at the end of the day, it was great because going back to corporate gave me the skills I needed to actually build a better business. And more importantly, it gave me the certainty that this is the right path for me. So I started a solo consulting business when I was laid off from Aspiration, which a year and a half later has now fully blown into a content agency called HD Visual Story. Yeah, that's a whole different story. We'll make another video for that. So what's the actual lesson here? I feel like sometimes if you feel stuck, sometimes the answer isn't actually pushing harder in the same direction. Sometimes you just maybe need to take a detour and go back to where you started. So if you're someone who left corporate and you're wondering if you've made the right choice, I just want you to know that there is absolutely no shame in pivoting. There's no shame in transitioning. Your career is completely starting over and changing up whatever wasn't making you happy. I don't know what the right path is for you, but I do know this. It's really hard to make a big change in your life. And it's even harder because you know the people around you, your family, your friends, they're all going to have opinions about it. Everyone always has an opinion. Everyone has something to say. Never going to get away from that. But this is your life. So make the choice that moves you in the direction.
I feel it. I feel it. It's solid. I agree with her. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Haley. Takes on the world. Make sure y'all go subscribe to her. But yeah, overall, bro, I get it. You know, I get what she's saying. You know, this whole mental block. And sometimes you just want to pivot. Sometimes you got to pivot, which I do agree. You can't be stuck in the same thing for over 10 plus fucking years and you ain't going nowhere. I understand that. But I'm gonna say nah, bro. Don't quit your 9 to 5. Don't quit your 9 to 5 until okay. Let me clarify. Don't quit your 9 to 5 until you have built up your side job or side hustle where it quadruples what you were making at your job, to the point where your job is in the way of you scaling what you have. So that means if you're already profiting from this side hustle that you're doing, make sure that's able to take care of all your bills, plus some, where you can invest back into the business, so that way you don't have to worry about it. Now, in order for you to scale, now you can focus on, okay, well, shit, I don't need this job no more, because if I leave this job, I can then scale even more. But if I keep this job, I can't scale as much. So it's best for me to leave this job. So now that I can do 100% of this and I can scale my shit, I can 10x my shit now. That's when you're supposed to leave. But if you still just starting out, you still growing the foundation, you still growing, and you still building, nigga, you better keep that 9 to 5 and get your steady paycheck. And get your steady paycheck. And then you tap into the Courtnee Edgar Patreon, where you got the Earn While You Save ebook in there as well, that you can purchase, and you can learn how to invest your money while you got your 9 to 5. And you can make money in your sleep, dog. You feel me? It's just the basic level. And mind you, it's just the basic level. And I broke it down all the way to a 3rd grade level that anybody can understand it. I don't have any complicated sayings in it. I don't got nothing complicated. It's simple and easy for anybody. You can start it today. So I'm just putting that out there for you. All right. So yeah, but that's dope. That what she did. You know, she got in, she went back, you know, because she was uncertain. I think more so she was just stagnant. She was stagnant in what she was doing. She wanted a little change in her life. She needed to ruffle some shit a little bit, because, you know, all she was doing is creating content and traveling and all that shit. So I think that's what it was. She wanted to she wanted to shake the room a little bit. I think that's what I see. She wanted to shake the room a little bit. She got a little stagnant, so she hit a plateau. She's like, you know what? Let me go back to my 9 to 5. Let me try some shit out and see what this hitting for. You know, maybe I just need a little change in my life, something different. And that's when she went back to that job, and then she went back. You know what? I'm good. I'm gonna go back to what I was doing before. Bullshit says the key to survival in business and nature is adaptation. Yep. Facts. Rob Brown says, I make way too much at my 9 to 5. I'm not quitting no time soon. Exactly. Exactly. Not doing it. No, sir. You feel me? No, sir.
Dive into the Courtnee Edgar Show Super Chats.
Yo, shout out to my guy Rob Brown for the 20 ball, dog. He says, keep grinding, bro. 100. Hey, man, I appreciate you, bro. I'm going to continue to keep grinding. I'm going to continue to keep pushing, continue to keep building. I'm going to continue to keep showing up. Listen. I'm not afraid to say it. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are, because one of my homies told me, he's like, look, bro, you an extension of Anton, bro. I said, I feel that. I said, the only reason it seems like that is just because, I'm saying, I follow the blueprint a little bit. I follow the blueprint a little bit. So ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't tripping. If that's how you feel, I look at that as a compliment. That means I'm going about this the right way. Right? But it's still gonna be Courtnee Edgar though. I'm still gonna have my own twist. I'm still gonna have my own flavor in the way that I do it. I'll never be Anton. I can only be Courtnee. Right? I can only be Courtnee. That's it. Cause y'all ain't never heard of no Courtnee Edgar before. That ain't a common name. So that's why I'm making sure I make it a household name, because they ain't never heard of Courtnee Edgar before. I'm pretty sure y'all heard of Courtney, but you ain't never heard of Courtnee Edgar before. You ain't never heard that before. So we're going to make sure we make it a household name. We're going to continue to keep grinding. We're going to continue to keep pushing. We're going to continue to keep showing up. You know what I'm saying? This platform. Yeah, facts. That's the main thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to put my own spin to it. I want to put my own seasoning on it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Ribs is ribs, right? But people put their own seasoning on the ribs, so we're going to taste a little different. I got you. So yeah. So I take that as a respect. I take that as a compliment. If they even remotely put me close to even saying like, oh bro, your shit kind of like Anton. Hey, cool, bro. I appreciate you. But just understand, this is a Courtnee Edgar show. Hey, no disrespect to Anton either, because I'm saying I'm learning a lot from him. So it is what it is. It is what it is. And I appreciate y'all for kicking it with your boy. I appreciate y'all for tapping in and showing love to me though. You know what I mean? It just lets me know that I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and the shit that I'm talking, that is entertainment. It's entertaining for y'all. So I appreciate it. That lets me know, bro. I promise you, it really lets me know that what I'm doing is not boring. It's not boring shit. It's entertaining. So I appreciate that. And we only gonna continue to keep getting better from here. And that was that most the most Alabama analogy I ever heard. Hey, shout out to Bama, bro. Shout out to Bama. You feel me? Shout out to Alabama. Ribs is ribs. Hey, ribs is ribs. Hey, ribs is ribs though, but it depends on who cooked them ribs though. You feel me? So all of them don't taste. All ribs ain't created equal. It ain't. All ribs ain't created equal. At all. At all, dog. So listen, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for algorithm, and make sure y'all hit that bell notification. Listen, man, I appreciate y'all for kicking it with your boy tonight. Thank you guys. Like I said, if you want to support the channel, you can hit the Cash App, or you can send the super chat, as well as make sure you tap into the Patreon as well. You know what I'm saying? Patreon, and also Earn While You Save is also in the Patreon as well. So you can purchase that ebook if you want to learn how to start saving your money while you still got your 9 to 5 job, and you can still start growing your wealth You don't need to spend $100. It's the most basic level that a third grader can understand how to start investing your money properly, and you can start saving your money properly so your money can work for you while you're in your sleep. That's the reality. And it shows you exactly how I'm doing it. And guess what? I'm going to continue to learn more about it through the people that I know. Shout out to Bull City. All right. So until next time, I will holler. Make sure y'all here Saturday too, 9:05 p.m. And until then, I'll holler.